Obi-Wong, Gerry Wong Kenobi, Wong Alama Ding Dong. Whatever you called him, he was the best. Best husband, father, brother, friend, coach, and mentor. A eulogy for Gerry would not be complete without a Top Gun 2 reference. As you know, Top Gun 2 has been released this weekend. Coincidence? Maybe. Gerry was our Viper. When he took over coaching the team, he told us we were good and he would make us better. Boy, did he ever. The nature of a first responder is to react to a situation when called upon. Nothing could have prepared us for the fateful day when Gerry left us. Being proactive comes from training. This is where Gerry always tried to prepare us for any scenario imaginable. In his quiet way, he made us believe in our abilities to help those who couldn't help themselves. Individually and as a team, we wanted to be better every day because of him. I know I certainly did. So honor him. Honor him when you go on your next call, when you train, teach, coach, or mentor your newbies. Honor him with music, hockey, golf, camping. Honor him by hugging your families. Honor him when you share your stories about him. Normally, a eulogy comes with a backstory. To be honest, Gerry rarely shared much about his past. The things I know about him have taken years and beers to get to know him and his story. However, he wouldn't want me to share these details. His humble nature wouldn't permit it. To be honest, this celebration of life would make him uncomfortable. An example of his humble nature was when he was awarded the Chief Inspector's Award for his contributions in mine rescue a few years ago at a competition banquet in an arena filled with his peers and received the longest standing ovation I've witnessed in my many years. He was moved to tears because in his mind, so many others were worthy of the award. Oh, Gerry, your modesty was unbelievable. You are worthy, and everyone in the room shared in this award because you had touched all of our lives in one way or another. It was truly a moment of pride for all of us because that's what Gerry would have wanted, to share that award with everyone, because in his mind, we all deserved it. Well, Gerry, it was all you and you in the spotlight for a change and deserve the recognition for what you've done for us. I was honored to be asked to deliver a eulogy for Gerry. I was, to say the least, overwhelmed with emotion. I mean, how do you describe the impact Gerry had on the lives of so many people? Well, judging by the turnout today, his impact is apparent. I'm certain everybody here today has a story or 10 about Gerry. In fact, we could write a book. We could call it In Wong We Trust. Some of you may not get this title. I've chosen to share a few stories of my adventures with Gerry because they make me happy, and that's how I remembered Gerry. Happy, laughing, joking, smiling, calling me an asshole. First one, we're in Smithers. It's Friday. We had advanced to the provincials, and after benching and prepping our gear for the next day, Gerry gave us the rest of the day off for sightseeing, shopping, or whatever we wanted to do. Most of us went sightseeing around the area. It was an unusually warm day, and when we got back to the hotel to clean up for the team dinner that evening, I noticed the tag on my t-shirt had left an ink spot on the back of my neck that looked like an enormous bruise in the C7 area of my spine. It was perfect for a prank. I rallied the team and we formed a plan. After supper, I was sitting on a planter outside. The team was around me looking very concerned. Pete Drexler dragged Gerry away from a conversation he was having with our general manager with something you need to see. Gerry, it's important. When they came outside, I was moaning and groaning and told Gerry that when we were competing the day before, I had smashed my breathing apparatus into my neck. Well, Gerry looks at my bruise and goes full mother hen and proceeds to check me out. Do this. I can't. Do that. It hurts. Do you have numbness and tingling? Yes. Nausea? Yes. Finally, Pete pushes Gerry aside and says, let me see, and proceeds to smack my bruise 3 times with a balled-up hand and says, Dale, how's that feel? I stand up and rotate my head and said, thanks, Pete, so much better. The color drained from Gerry's face, and he said one of his favorite sayings, you assholes. And we all laughed, except Gerry. It was too soon. While training for competition, Chad Lindsay brought the team some Krispy Kreme donuts that were frozen. 10 seconds in the microwave, voila, perfect. Gerry accidentally nukes his for 10 minutes. As smoke billows out of the microwave, it trips the smoke alarm, prompting a full evac of Trailer City. Gerry tells me, of all people, to go to the muster area and inform everyone there is no emergency, and once the alarm is cleared, to resume their duties. Well, I couldn't leave without telling everyone, about 30 people, what happened. Poor Gerry received about 100 emails of donut pictures over the next few days. But the story doesn't end there. Upon arriving for the competition, the team tells everyone about Gerry's mishap. Frosty, Kelly Miller, the gang from Levitt, mines inspectors, anyone who would listen. Of course, Gerry has no idea we've said anything. This amazing group decides to hang a donut at one of the props at the fire task with a note saying Gerry's Donut Fire. And we got a picture of him and his donut, before the fire, of course. Again, you assholes. Most mine rescue teams have certain traditions, and one of ours was Philly chili. When this magical snack was introduced to us, we were in heaven. Morning break, Gerry brings out this concoction for the team. Now, as expected, a few hours later, the chili kicks in. The team, all 7 of us working vigorously, stirred up some fragrances that poor Gerry had to endure for the rest of the day. Philly chili remained a tradition for the team. However, it was served on the last day of training in the afternoon. Lastly, I have one more story because I could talk about Gerry all day. Zone competition, HVC had hosted a bench task, and after Comess had finished, as always, Gerry was concerned whether or not the team enjoyed the task. Did you learn something? Was it fun? Did anyone get hurt? At this point, Big Marty, who's better known as Captain Eye Candy, Big Marty says, actually, Gerry, I've done something to my neck. Sound familiar? Now, unseen by Gerry was an empty pop can in Marty's hand. He reaches back to rub the injury, turns his head quickly, and crushes the can. The color drained from Gerry's face. We all laughed, except Gerry. It was too soon. You assholes. So you see, it wasn't just us. Others enjoyed messing with Gerry as well, always with love, respect, and the greatest admiration. And in his way, he got back at each and every one of us. Couple of honorable mentions that'll make people giggle. Horseradish. The hockey game. The first hotel room in Williams Lake. The mine rescue store. Dale Loris. And so many more. Gerry loved his family, always speaking of his wife and children with pride. And he loved all of you and gave us the greatest gift of all, his time. I will miss my friend, my brother. A dear friend of ours asked me to share a quote. To all mine rescuers in memory of Gerry, from the girl. The credit belongs to those who are actually in the arena, who strive valiantly, who know great enthusiasms, the great devotions, and spend themselves in a worthy cause, who best knows the triumph of high achievement, and who, at worst, if they fail while daring greatly, so that their place shall never be with those cold, timid souls who know neither victory or defeat. Theodore Roosevelt. In closing, my last tribute for Gerry is our team cheer. As most of you know, at the end of the task, competition, or winning a trophy, we would gather in a circle, hands in the middle, and a team. For Gerry, I would like to share this cheer with you. Stay where you are, hands in front, raising hands overhead. Hey, Gerry! Really effing loud. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Gerry! Thank you all for being here.